Sure. Thanks, Ivan. So again, welcome everyone for joining today's session on the CX Roundtable. I see one or two familiar names, but if you are joining us for the first time, maybe just to give you a little bit of background about this particular session. This CX Roundtable is an initiative that we're taking to update all our existing customers at least once a quarter on some of the features and functions that have been released from JustLogin in the last 3 months, and as well as to try to introduce some of the areas that we'll be working on for the quarter ahead. This roundtable session, we hope we will continue to run this more frequently. And in this roundtable session, we want to make sure that customers have an opportunity to kind of share their feedback as well as use this as an interactive session to let us know the areas that we should be focusing a little bit more on. So maybe just to give you a little bit of overview of what we'll be covering today. In the last quarter, I've highlighted some of the, I would say, sexy and useful functionalities that has been released from JustLogin. I'm sure all of you have been receiving our either monthly newsletter or you've been getting a lot of notifications within the web browser when you log in for the first time. So today we're going to focus on three specific areas. First of all, in the last quarter, we have worked with government in Singapore, and we've released this SingPass face verification feature, which I'll try to show in the demo later on, but I'll also show you sort of a video on how it actually works, as well as kind of give you a walkthrough if you are not already subscribed to our new expense module within the Express interface on transport claims. This is also something that has been released in the last quarter. We also have been, since COVID has happened in the last few months, we focus a lot of our attention on what we call our Safe Clock module. This is actually for visitor management as well as employee temperature taking. So we will be also kind of talking through some new features that have been added to our Safe Clock device as well as module, specifically allowing administrators the ability to now sort of have remote door access. Yeah. So without further ado, let me just kind of walk you through this SingPass face verification. So if you might not have been already aware, government is trying to look at new areas or more areas for tools, businesses, as well as citizens of Singapore to be able to quickly access applications and using SingPass, be able to immediately verify and access the tools that they need. So you don't really need to, beyond just remembering passwords, using the SingPass face verification feature, you will be immediately able to have access to JustLogin. I'll walk you through later in the demo how this feature can be turned on. But essentially, if you are already using JustLogin and you already have your NRIC details within our database, as an individual user, you can enable this feature so that you can use this whenever you're logging in for the first time. And with that said, I'm also going to kind of show you my expense demo. Is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes, we're seeing the SingPass.
Okay, cool. The login page, right? Yeah, cool. So I'm going to make an attempt to use my SingPass to log in. I was having a little bit of issue with my laptop camera earlier. Just see. Okay. Great. So you can see with the SingPass Verify, I've just need to scan my face. System recognizes I'm really logged into my account. So as a user, if your, as I mentioned, if your NRIC details are already in the system, how do you enable this feature? So when you see your name, click on the arrow below, go to My Settings. Within My Settings, you should have these few functions available. And what you need to do is click on the SingPass function, double check your NRIC and activate this feature so that you can use SingPass to log in moving forward. Yeah. So that's how you can use SingPass. But then let me kind of talk you through the expense demo transport claims. I'm going to go through in two different areas, one on the web browser, so you can see how reports are being generated, as well as the mobile version. So for those of you that may not be aware, our expense module, one of the key highlights about this expense module is that it's a mobile centric expense module, and basically as an administrator, as a user, you have the ability to submit your claims, do the claims approvals, review your reports. Everything is within the mobile device. So let's just first start off with how does this look, or the transport claims look in the web browser. So the first thing here is that when you go to your transport claim, a few things that you can do. Of course, the date of your travel. You can select your different modes of transport. You can calculate using your distance or odometer. You can key in. It's integrated with Google Maps. So basically, you can key in an address. And you can key in your end destination. It will automatically calculate the distance for you. You can also double check on map the route that was taken. And you also have the ability, or as an administrator, you can allow for your users to edit up or edit the distance that they took. You will also be able to set sort of your rates per kilometer, and it will automatically do the calculation for you here. If you had any sort of parking fees, you can key in here. If you had an ERP charge, you can key in here. It does a calculation for you. And of course, if you need to attach any related receipts, you can do this as well. For the claims that I've set up, every single claim submission will require a description. So perhaps the description here is and I can click on save. So you can see because the user was able to do the edit, you know, we are asking if you want to confirm if the calculated distance is correct. If you click on yes, it will use the distance that has been edited and saved. And then your fuel or mileage is actually captured here with the amount unreported. So this is how you can do your submission via the web. But let's take a look at, as an administrator, what are some of the areas that you can configure for transport claims. So if you go to configuration transport, you'll be able to enable this for your users. And then you can set whether you want to calculate by kilometers or miles, depending on which country you're from. This is actually to show an integration with the categories that have already been created, and an integration with our payroll module. So expense, as you know, as an integrated platform, whatever expenses that have been submitted, approved, reimbursed, can then be transferred to payroll, and then your staff can collect the payment from that. So this is the integration portion, and the mapping of the type of travel to the type of category, which will then be related to the type of pay element. And then this is also where you can allow your users to either edit or change the distance. And here is also where you can set the rate. So what you notice below is that you can have different rates for different periods, which means that, for example, from the 1st of January this year, the rate for car is $1 per kilometer, but maybe from the 22nd of April onwards, it's $1.20. If you want to change your rate, basically what it means is that perhaps from 1st of May, for all car, you want to change it to 120. So this is where, when we do the calculation, we'll apply the rate based on the dates that you have set, based for the different kind of calculation, right? But let's now also take a look at reports. What kind of reports are you able to generate? I did a report earlier. Let me just pull this out. Yeah. So for the reports wise, our reports are branded reports. You can actually put your company logo, full details, and you can see the breakdown of the expenses, or the breakdown of the travel, the mileage, the amount, and you can even have the ability to do a sign off by the final approver if you want to. So this is the branded report. If you would like to see what would the summary of the expense be like, so under expense summary, you can pull out all fuel mileage expenses between the period of 1st of Jan to the 12th of January. Sorry. Yeah, then you can see your fuel mileage claim, which is 860. If you were to download this expense summary, essentially what it does is it pulls based on the specific employee, specific period, all the expenses incurred for this employee. You will be able to see as a spreadsheet. So you can see from this period, what were the kind of expenses that the staff had incurred. You can also see the status, whether it's reimbursed, approved, or waiting to be reimbursed, and you can see the total amount before tax and so on. So everything you're seeing here is out of box, no customization, and yeah, this is what's basically covered under expenses, but let me just kind of quickly toggle and show you how it looks like on my mobile phone. All right. Can everyone see my mobile phone? Cool. Cool. So if you can see my mobile phone, this is the sort of just expense on mobile. It's a separate application from the JustLogin mobile app. And if you want to kind of toggle, it's basically the feature is available for you to toggle immediately to the app. But more importantly, how does the transport claims look in the app currently? So you can see a little icon at the bottom of your screen, which is transport. You can choose the mode of travel, which is car. And depending on the different modes of travel, it will show you the different fields to be updating. So for example, I've chosen car and I want to choose, I can either update a distance or I can put in a location. it will already show you the distance at the bottom of the screen. You can click on save, and it automatically calculates based on the mileage rate that was set earlier. So let's say, for example, if we were to change the rate, you can see that the distance rate has changed. So this is how you can enter all the details that you require. You can even view on the map what was taken. You can click on, so I need to key my description. So the fields that you see highlighted in red are the fields that I have to update. And of course, subsequently, you can create your own report. So this will pull out all the expenses that hasn't been that you've created but haven't added to the report. And this is something that you can include. And then, of course, you can do your own submission. What you're seeing here is within the expense application, we allow for multiple levels of approval. So the way that we have configured my demo account, I can choose different approvers for different type of expense claims. And in this case, if I want to submit my expense claims, I'm going to submit to Duncan. Great. So how does the administrator receive this notification? So you will see as soon as the user or submitter sends off their expense claim, the administrator will receive this alert for the administrator to approve. So I can click on OK. And then here I can go to approvals. So within the approvals itself, I can see this expense claim, review the details, and approve or reject. Great. Cool. So once it's submitted, of course, then it'll go straight to the web browser, and then the administrator can then do the reimbursement direct from browser if they want to. Okay. So with that, I've kind of walked you through the transport claims via expense. There's also one other thing that I thought it would be good for me to share. Is everyone able to see my browser? Okay, cool. So a few things that I want to kind of highlight. The first thing is, and this is something that you can share with your end users as well. Typically, we will not only be sending you sort of email updates or newsletter updates via email, but I think that as administrators and even as users, you can actually receive notifications or product updates directly from JustLogin by reviewing this bell icon. Now, if let's say you're a payroll administrator and we updated a new feature notice for payroll administrators, you'll see sort of a red icon, a red dot on this bell icon, and when you click, you can view all the different information that has been shared. So I would encourage you to pay attention to this bell icon. It's a great way for you to sort of have some guide or have some updates in terms of what's coming out from JustLogin. Typically, in all of our notifications, we would provide you the FAQ or some common guides or the videos that we have created so that you have more information regarding the features that have been released. So this is something that you can pay attention to. One other interesting feature which we are planning to release soon is something which is called announcements. Now, announcements is something specific for internal administrators. If let's say, for example, you are already subscribed to our Just People module, then you should have access to this feature called announcements, which will allow you to make announcements internally. And basically what it does is it will, similarly, once you compose a notice, it will pop up for the user via this bell icon here. So this is a feature that is still in the later stages of development and something that we will be releasing very shortly. Another new feature that is already in the later stages of development is something which is what we call custom reporting. Now for custom reporting itself, you can see that you have several different options, which is like standard reports, my reports, and create reports. So let's say, for example, you are subscribed to multiple modules, leave, payroll, attendance, and so on. Whatever fields that are available across all the modules, you can have sort of like a drag drop ability to maybe, for example, pull a report based on the person's details that you see here. You can name the report. You can show for all employees or only existing employees. You can select based on a column. You can preview it. So this will show you all the fields. You can then publish it once you're happy. And then then it's in your standard or in your separate report list. So when you go to my report list, you can see the report that you've created. You can do editing if you want to, and so on. Yeah. So this is also, if you're interested in some of the features that I have just highlighted, like custom reports, as well as sort of the announcement features, we'll leave you an opportunity to put in your comments later. And then if once it's released, we will be sure to notify you so that you have first access to this and maybe give it a try, through beta programs that we intend to run. With that said, actually going to stop my share here. Ivan, if you can. Before you play the video, Ivan, maybe just for me to share. The next area that we want to just highlight is something which is our Safe Clock visitor management module. The video that Ivan is going to play right now is number one, to highlight about the actual Safe Clock device. If you have questions later, I can jump back into my demo to kind of walk you through any information that you need. But I want you to kind of take note or pay attention towards the latter part of this video, because the latest feature that we've released for Safe Clock is the ability for you to do remote door access. What does that basically mean? If you can imagine, half of your workforce is working from home and you have maybe a handful of staff that is working in the office for the day, or the office is closed for that particular day, and you have like a delivery guy that needs to send an urgent parcel or article to the office. So deliveries can still happen. Your employees and the HR person can still be working from home. But as soon as the delivery arrives and they attempt to sort of pass the delivery to the office, it can send an alert to the administrator to remotely open the door so that they can leave the parcel in, and so on. So this is one example of how we can use remote door access, or if you like have a contractor that needs to come in and do some specific work, you can have the ability to do this. So that's it. Maybe Ivan, you can share this 2-minute video. Thank you.
Safe Clock is an all-in-one contactless temperature scanner, door access, visitor management, and employee attendance solution to help you transition your employees back to the workplace safely. Employees can clock in and out of work daily via facial recognition. The timings and temperatures are automatically captured in a split second and sent into your online portal in real time. The device detects high temperatures and will send administrators an alert via email or push notification if any employee is running a fever. SafeClock can also protect your workplace by acting as a door access. You can configure access based on registered faces, body temperature, and even detection of masks. Employees' clock timings on the device will be reflected in attendance reports to track working hours and overtime. SafeClock is also integrated back to JustLogin's full suite of HR applications, allowing you to seamlessly manage employee payroll, leave, attendance, and expenses even when you work from home. In Singapore, you can also integrate your work premises safe entry into SafeClock. Automatically check into safe entry when you walk through the door. You can also integrate a QR code, be it for the purpose of safe entry, MySejahtera, Leave Home Safe, or any tracing system your country is using. SafeClock also works as a visitor management system for a seamless visitor experience. Visitors can simply scan a QR code to submit their safe entry information. SafeClock will then send you a push notification on your mobile app where you can easily use it to open the door for visitors remotely. The visitors' information are collected for contact tracing purposes so that you can always keep track of who visited your office. Clock in to work safely with SafeClock by JustLogin.
You're muted, Duncan.
Thanks, Ivan. Yeah, so before we move forward, I just wanted to highlight, there's one question from Jessie. Thanks, Jessie. May I know when the transport claim function is available? It's actually, if you are interested, Jessie, you can let us know. We should be able to enable this function for you already. If you're already subscribed to the Just Expense. So this function is already available, but it requires us to enable this feature for you on our side so that you can have access to it. So let us know and we can turn it on for you. That's it. I just want to share two other slides. Oh, yes, no problem, Kit. I'll show you in a moment on how the visitor login actually can work. I can talk you through that in a moment. But maybe there's two more slides before we take questions. The first thing I just wanted to kind of cover with everyone is, or maybe a gentle reminder, if you're not really aware, we have something which is called ideas.justlogin.com. Maybe Ivan, if you can go to that portal. Great. So for the ideas.justlogin.com, we've been running this portal for more than 2 years now. And essentially, we are using the ideas that have been generated from our customers to help with product roadmap development. And we've tightened our process so that we will be able to review all the ideas regularly. And based on the community's updates, our votes, this will help us in terms of pushing up higher prioritization or higher priority enhancements within the product. So as you can see here, one example, which already has 5 votes, which is the ability to upload files while being able to apply from off the new. So we'll go through these requests regularly. We've worked out a format where we review at least once a month based on the votes, so that we can put it on roadmap to be released within the next quarter or the next 2 quarters. But essentially what we're doing is we're trying to bubble or highlight the top 3 ideas that have been voted. I think that you will realize as well when you attempt to call our support channels or reach out to our support channels, and for example, you found that there's certain features or functionality that has been missing. Typically, our support team will be telling you that such items will be put on enhancement, and they will be pointing you back to this ideas.justlogin.com portal to key in your suggestions, for us to make the improvements in those areas. So this is one area that I just wanted to highlight. we'll share the information for you, but it's very easy to remember, ideas.justlogin.com. Once you come to this portal itself, you can log in with your credentials so we know who you are. And based on all the customers' votes, you'll be able to see what already exists, will not be implementing, is planned for, and has already been released. So this is something that you can come back to regularly to just check on progress. The other area that I wanted to share, if you're not already aware, is we've because of COVID, we've actually developed an administrator learning portal. So for customers who have been with us in the last 6 months, we would have used this channel for you to go through your learning for JustLogin. And we've moved completely away from a classroom environment. So how does the learning portal actually work? If you're logging in for the first time, you can key in your credentials and then you can get started. The portal is here whether you're a new administrator or whether you're coming in for any kind of refresher training, just to give you some insight as to, how do you submit your ideas, what are the support hours, what are the numbers that you can call for support, as well as how you can best utilize our FAQ help center. So you can proceed to the module tutorials. All the module tutorials that you're seeing here, you can go through the training as many times as you want. For each of the modules, if you were to get started, for example, with payroll, you will be able to download the latest guides. You'll be able to get some insight on some self-learning videos. But if that is not enough, if you scroll to the bottom, you can then register for online training. So in terms of training frequency, we have increased the frequency of our trainings for all customers. So it's 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Anytime from 9 to 12, you can pick a slot that's most suited for you. Yeah, so trainings frequent. Going back to the learning portal itself, thanks, Ivan. So if you've gone through all the modules or you just want to get some insight as to modules that are available, you can go through one by one. Beyond that, we have a session called JustLogin Masterclass. Now, what is JustLogin Masterclass? If you have been a customer with us for more than 3 years, you probably would have been using my classic interface. But if you're a customer that has been using us in the last 3 months, you will be looking at the Express interface, which I walked through earlier. So what we realized is that there are a lot of customers that are not getting the full benefits of the Express interface because we're building all our latest features and functions in this on this platform. So the masterclass session is really a chance for you to come and get more insight in terms of the latest feature functions that we're releasing, for example, in payroll or even in leave. The masterclass session is also to help the administrators get familiar with, for example, how do you run payroll in Express. So these are all the areas where if new things are being released, you can jump in on the masterclass session, or if let's say you're using leave in Express for the first time, you can jump in on the masterclass session to just get more insight on areas or some tips and tricks on what you can leverage on. So that's it. If you scroll right to the bottom, yeah, and the experience for whether you're a user or an administrator, once you've gone through all your learning, you can then log in for the first time. It'll bring you directly to your login page. Yeah. So thanks, Ivan, for that. So that will bring me to the last slide of the day. And that's Q&A. Fantastic. So we have about 20 minutes for Q&A. There are a few questions that came up earlier. Maybe first of all for Kit, right? Thanks. So for Kit, right, you mentioned about how the visitor login works for SafeClock. Not a problem. Maybe let me do a quick share screen with you. Thanks, Ivan. If you can allow me to share my screen, Ivan. Great. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
What about now? Okay, cool. All right. So the first thing I want to kind of show you is for safe clock, how does it look like? 1 second, yeah. Okay. So this is my safe clock module. And what I'm sharing with everybody today is what we are using live within the company itself. So maybe first of all, to kind of walk you guys through the device that you saw earlier in the video, basically similar to the device that you see when you're walking through NTUC. That device you can use for either door access, or you can place it within the company itself as a station where the users or your employees can report to that station. And what it does is it will capture your photo as well as take your temperature. So all your visitors who are coming in for the first time will all be captured here. So you will be able to see the visitors that have come in for the day, the time they've entered, and the temperature at that moment in time. If you wish to add your users or employees within your organization, you can quickly just add them as a user, and then you can refer to the Safe Clock summary page, which you will be able to see all your staff, the time that they've clocked in, the temperature that was taken, and the time that the time they left, and the temperature that was taken as well. So this is how the Safe Clock captures, and you'll be able to review. But it's also very easy for you to do things like setting a reference photo. So if you already have photos of your respective staff, you can either upload, or based on what the device captures throughout the day, you can then select the most relevant photos as your preference photos. You can also remotely configure your devices. So you can add your logo, change the name, set up a time for when you want the device to be active, set up the recognition levels to recognize users, as well as put out some custom messages.
Duncan,
Yes.
Duncan, are you
Yes.
sharing something? You're just sharing the expense slide.
I'm sharing expense slide. Oh,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
a second. Sorry, yeah. Okay, how about now? Are you seeing the page?
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing the page now. Safe Clock. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Please
cool.
start from
Sorry. No problem. So what I wanted to highlight earlier was that for the devices, it will be capturing all your photos, and basically as an administrator, this is where you'll be able to preview all the visitors that have come to the office for the day. Now, we also allow you to set it up very easily. So once the device has been installed, as a first action, it's very easy for you to add these photos or add your employees to Safe Clock. So you can choose a relevant photo for the staff, select their name, select as a clock in, and essentially they will all appear here. So from here, you will have a sense daily of the staff that has clocked in, the temperature that they've taken, coming in and going out. If you see no temperature taken, it basically means that you allow your staff to clock in via their mobile or their web. So this is also giving you a sense of who reported to the office for the day. So that's first of all. The second thing is that if you wish to set reference photos, you have multiple options. You can either upload the photos for the respective user, or based on what the device has captured for the day, here is where you can choose a sort of a preference or preferred photo for the staff. So you can choose up to 3 photos, and based on the photos listed here, it will be able to identify the staff when they're coming in and out of work. And we also keep it simple for the administrators to easily do their configuration. You can upload your company logo. You can set your device settings, whether you want the temperature on, off. You can have some custom notifications. So whenever the device recognizes the user, it will say, welcome to JustLogin. You can set the temperature, so on and so forth. So one central page for you to do all your configurations. We assist you when you have purchased the device. We'll help you with the setup as well. But at the same time, here is also where you can set up what we call your door administrator. So these specific individuals in my company, only these 3 people will have the ability to remotely open or close the door should they not be in the office. All right, and these will be the only 3 people that will receive that notification when a visitor is attempting to come in or there's no one in the office to open the door. Now, what about safe entry settings? So in the video, you saw that we are also integrated with safe entry. Essentially, how does this work? For safe entry to work, all you need is select the employees that will be reporting to the office. Make sure that they have their NRIC details already completed, as well as their mobile numbers. And when you click save, essentially what happens in the background is whenever their photo and temperature is taken, we also send an alert to safe entry. And you will also receive a notification on your mobile phone that your safe entry was successfully updated. So that's how safe entry works. How much is I saw one question, which is how much is the safe clock module? So the safe clock module has 2 costings. The first is the device, which is 1388. So the device alone is 1388. We do have a subscription for visitor management. So this particular page that you're seeing here. So if you imagine your large building or large office and you have on average 50, 60 visitors either a month, basically we provide a flat subscription fee for you to manage all your visitor profiles. You can also see here when you come to the visitors log, so like for example, your visitors log itself will allow you to have a download. So you have a list of all the visitors that scan in and key their details like you saw in the video earlier. You can download all the profiles so you have one central page for that. The cost for that subscription is $50 per month, regardless of unlimited number of visitors that you're having coming in and out. So I hope I answered your question, Vanessa. Of course, if you're interested, let us know. We can arrange for someone to follow up from here. Give me a second. Let me see if there are more questions. Let's see chat. Okay. So Kate, I hope I answered your question. Singlong noted you're interested in enabling the transport claim feature. We'll double check. So let us know your company ID. And as well, if you're using the expense module, then we'll see how we can get this enabled for you. Maria, you were asking about the link to the masterclass. Yeah, I think Ivan provide. Thanks, Ivan. And then, okay, cool. Noted signal. Okay. So Maria, did I answer about the module? Yes, seems like it. Yes, and thanks, Ivan. So for all of the customers that are on this call, essentially, as a customer, if you qualify for PSG or you've used a grant before to subscribe to JustLogin services, the government currently allows for, if you are subscribing to an existing service with a pre-approved grant in the past, you can utilize the PSG grant again to continue with your subscription for this year or the subsequent year. And the rationale around that is, I think this is sort of like COVID support kind of package. The caveat or condition here is that, for example, if you had subscribed or you had applied for a PSG 15 grant in the past, you cannot utilize the same package again when you're trying to do this sort of renewal subscription for JustLogin leveraging the PSG. So for that, if any of you are interested to kind of find out more, you can let us know, and so we'll schedule a callback for you through our customer success team. Is there a trial demo for the visitor module login? Unfortunately, Kit, no, we don't have a trial demo for that. But if you would like us to sort of have a separate session with you, just so that you can have a better sense, let us know, we can schedule something for you. No problem, Jesse, we'll follow up. So Jesse, if you don't mind, sorry, Ivan, can I just check, is everyone going to be able to put in their comments on a separate form?
Comments like what? Like follow up?
Do we have any kind of survey? Yeah, correct.
Not for this session.
Okay, no problem.
But I can download the report and send to you.
Can, no problem. No problem.
Recorded, so I download the report and send to you.
No problem.
Michelle has a question.
Yes, Michelle.
Safe clock and safe entry in the Q&A box.
Okay, thanks. I have safe clock, but safe entry is not able. No problem, Michelle, we can enable for you. So for all my friends that want us to do some kind of a follow-up, yeah, no problem, all noted. So Michelle, we will follow up from you here. Can I please ask if you can also put down your company ID? So that will help me to check your account, so that before we get back to you. Thanks, Michelle. Maria, does Safe Cloud module integrate with any other devices? At this point in time, Maria, no. Sorry. It only works with our current Safe Cloud device. But again, if you're keen to find out more, we can get on a separate call with you, and then we can discuss potential options if needed. Thank you, Seng Leong. Great. Jesse, you mentioned company is interested in transport claim, how to send a request to enable this function. Yeah, Jesse, just let us know your company ID. Then we'll do a quick check for you, and then I'll follow up with a call. Yeah. Fantastic. I still have about 10 minutes left. The questions are coming in fast and furious, but anybody with any more questions? Thank you, Jesse. Fantastic. Just one more check, Ivan. Will we be sharing this deck with everybody later?
Yeah, we can send it out to all the registrants.
Okay, can. So the two things I just want everyone to remember is, number one, please, if you do have any suggestions or areas of improvement, please feel free to use ideas.justlogin.com. We're definitely going to put in more energy and focus to make sure that we hear you and work on the things that our customers are asking for. The other area that we will be looking at is, I hope that you can dive into, is really the administrator learning portal. This is really an area that we will continue to keep developing on, so that you have the most updated information, and training will also be updated regularly. So if you're changing administrators or you're a brand new administrator, please leverage on the learning portal. We've gotten quite positive feedback there. So I do hope that everybody kind of leverages that. Cool. I don't see any more new questions coming in. All of you have given me some homework to do, so thank you very much for that. If not, I want to just say thanks everybody for joining today's call. Any last questions? Okay, I'm doing a stop share. Okay, if there are no last questions, then Ivan, any questions from you or comments? From you?
No, nothing. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining our session.
Yes.
And be sure to follow up with those who have inquiries, and we'll send the slides to all registrants.
Yes, thank you so much. And thanks everyone for joining today. Thanks, Ivan, for your support. And I hope everyone has a good day ahead. Keep safe, keep warm.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.